Hi, and welcome back to my art and fiction channel. I'm Adele, and today we're going to be doing a sketchbook tour. Not done one of those for quite a while now, have I? But here we go. Now, sketches are just sketches. They're not finished artwork. They're no more finished artwork than a shopping list is a Pulitzer Prize winning novel. They're just visual notations, and in my case, I tend to do them very rapidly, in a matter of minutes actually. Occasionally even less than that, a matter of seconds. And they're mostly done in my local park, which is a source of huge inspiration for me as an artist. So, here we go. This is the first little book. It's just an ordinary A5 sketchbook, which I've decorated with some stick-on silvery bits, just to entertain myself really. Open it up, and there's the first sketch there. I'll come a bit closer because it can make it easier for you to see the picture. And it's just a sketch with a bit of watercolour finished off later on, just people walking along. And you've got another sketch there. That's the top park. From Birkenhead Park it is. That's the top park. Birkenhead Park's divided into two sections. The upper park, or the top park, and the lower. Both have ponds. Both have lots of lovely old trees to look at. Wildlife, of course. And people doing whatever people do in parks. Walking, jogging, chatting, sunbathing, taking part in events. I've been sketching in the park now for about 10 years. So I've got a huge collection of these sketchbooks. That's definitely not in the local park. We do not have megalithic stones in the local park. We do have one standing stone, but it's not megalithic. That's the stone that commemorates an Eisteddfod that took place there some years ago. Again, that's not in the local park, but this definitely is. I think you can kind of see the difference. There's people sitting around. That's the cricket club. One of the cricket clubs. You have two cricket clubs in one park, and various people sitting around watching the world go by, which is a popular hobby with it. Oh, what's that? It goes that way up. Rapid sketch of the dog that took what she wandered off, so I couldn't do any more to that. There's another dog. That's Jim snoozing away. That's the two of them, Rosie and Jim, looking out of the art room window. There's a little box right next to the window that I keep all my embroidery stuff in, and the dog's like sitting on the top of it because it's got a cushion on top. And I like looking out the window, barking at anything that moves. There's Jimbo again. Gorgeous little fellow he is. Love my dogs. A cross between a Chihuahua and a mystery. We thought it was Jack Russell, but a vet who was just checking them out recently said, there's no way that's Jack Russell. They're too big. You think it might be a Staffy that they're crossed with? Because Jim is actually bigger than a Jack Russell. That's just people walking. Ducks and geese do. Oh no, that's the swans. Two swans and some mallards. We haven't got any swans anymore in the park. We had one earlier this year, but it flew off. The story of the swans in our park is not a happy one, unfortunately. Every time they've been here and tried to have cygnets, it's been disastrous. This is one of my favourite trees. It really is this shape. It's an extraordinary shape. Some sort of little twisted pine tree. Quite magnificent. And that, again, is not in the park. That's West Kirby. That's people on the beach at West Kirby. I think I put the islands a bit too close together there, but never mind. Bit of poetic licence. Back to the park again. I use the park a lot, partially because it's so local to me. It is a fantastic urban green space. I should do a video on using your local park as a resource for inspiration. I'm sure it's something many artists or aspiring artists could do. It's just sketching people walking around. This is a scene I spotted. This bolshy looking man laying down the law. Obviously he thought he was very important. And he knew far more than she did. Of course he did. Odious man, just from a snapshot of him. And she just passively put up with it, which was a bit annoying. Didn't tell him to take a hike, which I certainly would have done. More wildlife. Abusive relationships, unfortunately, are horribly common. And that's the inside of a cafe. Sketched while the World Museum in Liverpool. Fantastic museum. I mean, if you get the chance to see it and you've not seen it before, go. It's totally free as well. And it's fantastic. Full of all kinds of different stuff. Their Egyptology section is amazing. On the wall, they've got this painted timeline of the Egyptian dynasties. It's staggering when it's presented in a visual way. You can really understand how ancient it truly was. Fabulous. Kudos to whoever designed that. They certainly deserve some accolade. Trees, I draw trees a lot because they're part of what I paint. I've changed mediums a little bit there for a change of scenery. This is felt pen, I think. Was it felt pen or brush pen? Where are we? Page is stuck. Here we are. Another one. And this lady down here. Don't ask me what she was doing. I think it might have been her version of Tai Chi. But she wasn't hurting anyone, so what the heck? People use parks in various different ways. I think that was a scrap of a painting that I didn't like, so I just saved the bit that I did like and got rid of the rest and just stuck it into me book there. You're not obliged to keep every painting that you do. That's just a rapid sketch. Barely looks finished, but I think what attracted me was this tree here because of the wonderful shape. I like the old gnarly twisted shapes of the trees. I find them endlessly interesting. So many people walk past trees and don't pay any attention to them. They're fascinating organisms and they provide a home for so many insects and birds, obviously, and bats. We have bats in the park. A huge variety of birds. There's Canada geese. They're standing around grooming or snoozing at the edge of the pond. That's the start of something that never got finished. And you've got that big gap over there, there's nothing in it. Should we pretend it's water? Yeah, or pretend it's part of the pond. Yeah, it's just an unfinished sketch. That bench is at the wrong angle to the pond, They tend to face upon, not sit diagonally to them. It was probably a composite of different things that I was looking at and just stuck it together. And more geese paddling along. And is that the end? Have we come to the end? Not quite. Is this right at the end? What's that? That way up. Right, that's the top park, which has this wooden boardwalk here. I don't think it's safe to walk on anymore. It needs repair. But anyway, you get the general idea. That's what I've been doing. And these sketches date from March 2023 through to May this year. So I'm been a bit slow sharing it with you to this time, haven't I? So there we are. I like decorating the outside of my sketchbooks. It gives them a bit of individuality, doesn't it? So I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and click on that subscribe and like button if you would. It really helps with the algorithms. This is a tiny channel and I'm trying to grow it, and your help is really appreciated. So click on them buttons for me and share the video with your friends. Okay, thanks for watching and see you soon.